Hey guys and gals, what's up? This is Gimli1357 here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to survey planets in Starfield. Now, every planet is different, and areas that you land at on those planets will be generated differently for every player, so things won't look exactly the same as they do in this video, but this is the basics of surveying planets and tips to get it done quickly. I'm doing this on the planet Jemison, which is where New Atlantis is at. Now to survey, you need to use your scanner and scan things highlighted in blue that are scattered around the planets. There are 4 categories of scans: resources, flora, fauna, and traits, which you can see on the left. Resources come in a variety of types depending on what element. Some are rocks like that lead that was sitting on top of that other rock, and some are like this colored region of ground that you need an outpost in order to mine, but you can scan at any time even if you do not yet have an outpost. In addition to rocks and ground layers, the other variety that resources can come in are eruptions from the ground like this argon. Now these will be hazardous to you if you stand too close to them, so make sure you scan them from a safe distance. And the last variety that resources will come in are pools, which are usually water, like this water down here. Similar looking kind of to the eruptions, however, they are safe to stand near and you can scan them pleasantly. Now, flora is the next category of scans that we are going to cover. Flora covers all of the plants that are scattered around on the planet, and these you have to scan 8 of each individual species in order to complete its survey. When you have not scanned a specific plant, it will be highlighted in blue. Once you scan it, it will fill in with blue, and you can no longer scan that one plant. You have to find another plant of the same species. Each one will give you 12.5%. As you can see on the right, it goes up, it rounds it. But with 12.5% each time, that means you need a total of 8. So you will have to wander around and continue finding similar plants to whatever one you are missing. Once you get it all the way up to 100%, it will turn green, which means that you have finished that species. The next category is fauna, which covers all of the animals that are scattered around the planets, and similarly to plants, you have to scan 8 of each species in order to complete its survey. And just like plants, they will be highlighted blue if you haven't scanned them, and filled with blue if you have. Often, animals will be gathered in packs, which makes it a lot easier to scan a whole bunch of them all at once. And you can also scan dead animals, so if they were killed by another animal, you can still scan their bodies and it counts just the same. Once you get all of one species, it will turn green, just like the flora. Now an extra little tip is if you attack and kill an animal, it will automatically scan it. I did not scan that one right before it died. It just automatically scans it as you kill them, and it counts for full progress as if you had scanned it, so don't worry about having to scan animals that you have killed. An extra little tip on top of that one: if you're having trouble finding a species on a planet and you cannot seem to figure out which one you're missing, take a look in the air, as there are multiple different types of flying fauna that can evade your view pretty easily. Make sure to scan those. Now, when you scan flora or fauna, you may notice a Biome Complete appear on the left in green. That means that you have scanned all of that category of scans for this region on the planet, and you have to fly your ship to a new location in order to get the rest. So you will want to go fast travel on back to your ship, or walk there if you feel like doing that instead for some reason. But when you're back in your ship, you can head on over to your navigation console and look at the world view. From the world view, you can place down a landing target anywhere on the planet, and it will tell you what kind of region it is. You can see mountains here, coniferous forests over there, more mountains over here, and mountains again. The snowy areas are a common place for there to be unique fauna or flora that you cannot find anywhere else on the planet, so look to the ice caps, both to the bottom, south, and north of planets for specific fauna, flora. So that is where I headed to first, was up to the northern ice cap to find what I might be missing. Now up here you can see once I pull up the scanner, it no longer says Biome Complete, and if you don't see Biome Complete, that means there is something new in this region that you haven't scanned yet. Like these big apex crocodknots, coconuts, and they're scary. But regardless of that, you will find new fauna, flora that you have to do basically the same thing that you did before. Scan them, just like you did in the first region, until you get all of them or you see another Biome Complete. It will still have to be 8 of each, just like it was on the first region. Everything works the exact same. Now you can see I got Biome Complete again with the flora, which means there is yet another region I will have to go to. However, for the fauna, it says Biome Complete, but it also highlighted the entire thing green, which means we got all of the animals on this planet. But we have to go back to our ship, find a new location that may hold some plants we haven't gotten yet, and go grab it. So I decided to actually head down to one of the civilian outposts. You can't see what type of region they are in when you click on them, but if you place a marker right next to it, it's probably that same type of region at the outpost. So you can see this one was mountains, which is different than the other two that we had been to. And sure enough, it doesn't show Biome Complete for the flora, which means we should find our last flora here. And sure enough, it's these broadleaf roses. But it will be whatever it is on whatever planet and region you're at. Once you get all of them, it will show all 3 green, and that means you have collected every fauna, flora, and resource. Now, if you're wondering what those question marks are, those are the traits that I talked about earlier. The traits are specific areas that will have something to scan in them. They will be marked as an unknown on your map, often with this little sound wave pulse looking thing. And when you go to them, they will show you an unexplored something, geology feature or biomass or whatever it may be. They will have some large object. This one was exceptionally large, as a melted glacier that you will have to scan, and you can see it shows a little picture where we got the melted glacier icon in the middle for our trait. Now the next one I was able to find was the unexplored ecological thing feature, and here some of them will have more than one object you have to scan. It is not the dung pile for me. It is this unknown feature over here, and you can see it shows 0 out of 2. So you will have to scour the area in that same local area around where the marker was to find both of them. This one was just across from where the first one was. There's the second unknown feature, and once you get both, you will get whatever that particular trait is. Some of them only have 1, some have 2, and some have 3. And there was actually no more to be found back at that outpost, so I decided to go back up into the snowy land and see if I could find the last trait. And sometimes they will also show up as a little map marker or the little pulse sign, so keep an eye out for both of those. Could be traits for the planet. Now this one had 3, where there's these weird other ecological features that were popping up. So look around, make sure you grab all of the ones in that area if it shows a number next to it until you see the little picture pop up. Once you get it, you will have that, and the icon above all of them will change to surveyed with a nice little colored banner, and you will get a bunch of XP. Surveying planets is a great way to get XP in Starfield to help you level up. When you look at the planet in your menu, it will show it as surveyed, and when you look at it on the map, it has the nice surveyed banner next to it as well. also showing you all of the resources and traits that it had. Now, as a bonus, if you want to later set up a outpost to mine, or if you are just looking for a particular resource, if you click the button that it shows on the left for showing resources, it will give you a nice map overlay showing you where hot pockets of that particular resource are on the planet, so you can come back and mine them later. That is it for surveying planets in Starfield. I hope this guide was helpful to you, and have fun surveying and exploring the galaxy. And tune into Gamer's Guide and the Gamer's Guide channel Xbox Club for more achievement tips, shorts, and guides. See y'all later, folks.